In the conversation that I was having yesterday about the crisis of men, a man named Johnny jumped in the comments. He says, I didn't grow up in the 50s. I was born in the late 70s, and patriarchy has not reigned supreme as a cultural value for the last 40 years. I have only witnessed support and upliftment of women and challenges to inequality. Women have been encouraged, supported, and subsidized. Your grandmother supposedly had a foot in her neck, but you know that you haven't. And if the investment in women over the last 4 decades has led to success, then you shouldn't gloat. Temper your arrogance. If such short term success leads to this much dismissal and condescension, the female future doesn't sound just at all. Honestly, this is the reason why men and boys will not overcome the crisis of men. Because over the last 40 years, I know as a woman that was born in 1980, we have had to pull and claw for everything that we've had. Because even with Title IX and getting the opportunities to go to school and get into workforces and workplaces that we weren't allowed before, men are still overwhelmingly still the leaders and the managers and the vice presidents of these companies. So there is still imbalances that we are creating parity with. But these successes that women have garnered have not been because of being subsidized. We have actually worked for it. And it's kind of like there have been obstacles, but just saying stuff like your grandmother supposedly had a foot on her neck. It wasn't supposedly. My grandmothers, one was born in 1929, the other was born in the early 1930s. They were limited and oppressed. They were Black women born and raised in the South. So, yes, I understand sexism and racism, but the successes that we have had, we should be able to be the fruit. We should be the successes that our grandmothers wanted for us. And the fact that they have pushed us is a testament to what they couldn't do. Now, instead of men jumping in the comment section talking to women, wanting to pull us down and not talk about our successes, what men should be doing is creating structures for men and boys. Instead of being in our comment section, men and boys should be the targets. What you guys should do is look at what our grandmothers did for us, our aunties did for us, our big cousins did for us as far as supporting and encouraging, and do that for men and boys and stay out of women's comment sections. Now, let's juxtapose that comment from Johnny to this comment from Tiff. She says there are several things that play into this. When you are born with privilege, you aren't going to be motivated to work as hard as everyone else. Privilege causes extreme laziness and entitlement. I feel girls are encouraged to work harder in order to have a fighting chance at a good life, and it's finally paying off for us. And of course, the menses are mad. I agree. Most parents aren't teaching or disciplining their kids at home, especially not the boys. The whole boys will be boys culture is strong in most households. I've heard that the traditional classroom learning environment is more suitable for girls than boys. I'm not sure how much truth there is to that statement, but I've never really witnessed boys have a difficult time with classroom learning. So, what I want to bring to the forefront is women and girls have been supported and pushed, and most of the time is from other girls, is from our peers, is from our mothers, is from our grandmothers, is from our play aunties. We are pushed and we're supported. However, on the flip side of it, if boys and men are not being supported, it's because of boys and men and their lack of organization. And what I think that people like Johnny expect is that the women are going to come in and create the support systems when they are typically the ones that are in charge still. Even though women have made gains, the people who are still the typical leaders, the principals, all of that are still predominantly male. So if men and boys want to create situations like women have given to ourselves, we have done that. We have fought for this. The men and boys will have to create those support systems. Even in what I said yesterday, yet for all of the strides that women have made since gaining the right to vote, the highest echelons of power remain lopsidedly male. The detoxification of masculinity, progressives say, is a messy and necessary process. Sore losers of the undeserved privilege don't merit much sympathy. Now, with that being said, if men are still in charge, at what point do men take the reins and create systems that are more conducive to males? So, what I think is men still expect women to rally like we have done for girls. Now, I will rally for my child who is a boy, but I am not rallying for the collective of men when men have not had the same oppression that being born female has given to us women. Anyways, y'all like, comment, share. Tell me what you think.